Against All Odds is presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. There's no better place to make every moment more than with FanDuel. It has great odds and markets for the NHL, Major League Baseball, and so much more. Awesome new and existing user promotions. It's America's #1 sportsbook because it's easy to use, because it's safe and secure, and because you get your winnings fast. Now, winnings are delivered in as quick as 2 hours, and it's fun to combine multiple bets from the same game into a same-game parlay. Discover the most popular same-game parlays each day right when you log in. And if you're new, here's what you do. You just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and get started right now. Sign up with promo code Against All Odds so they know I sent you. Take it away, mighty, mighty Boss Tones. All right, welcome to the Against All Odds podcast, part of the Extra Points Podcast Network. It's Tuesday morning. It's Cousin Sal. It's Spaghetti and Meatballs. They're fiddling with the knobs. It's babyface Joel Solomon. He's producing this message. Joining me, as always, my wizards of wagering, my gurus of gambling, my barons of betting, my overlords of the odds, the degenerate trifecta, Harry, Brother Bry, Darren, the Parlay Kid. What is happening, fellas?
What's going on, Sal?
Hey, Sal.
What's going on, buddy?
Whoa, we are red hot with our hockey picks. 7 out of 8 yesterday for Game 3. I think we went 1-7 Saturday night for the Game 2 pick. So what is that? Does that make it evens out? We're back on track? I do love, Harry, that you're arguing with people. No, Harry, people are reaching out to you on Twitter like, yeah, but you guys went 1-7 Saturday. You can let them have that, Harry. It's all right.
I usually do, but if we lost and went 1-7 and it was a close game, but somehow we lost 1-7, that's one thing. Nobody in the world saw 7-0 Colorado, Tampa Bay getting shut out. So got to zip it a little bit.
Maybe no one saw 6-2 Tampa yesterday. I don't know, but you got to give it to people.
We did.
All right. I'm trying to figure out how this can only benefit us, but all right. So
that's how
7 out of 8.
That's how Harry usually works. Right?
Yeah, that is. There's no surprise there. Harry's going after people, pointing out our past misfortunes. But so 7 out of 8, pretty good. We're going to go over Game 4. Well, we're not going to pick it. We'll pick it tomorrow since we go Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Hopefully it'd be nice if it gets to 2-2. But anyway, the Lightning win 6-2. We were all over. The only pick we lost was the Lightning. What was it? Oh, that there would be no score in the front. That was mine. I screwed everything up.
You changed it.
You're right. I had it and I changed
it. Right.
And then the refs changed it too. They had no goal. And then there was a goal with like 8:30. And I was like, I can't win a hockey bet. And then I won the very next one, right? It was a good one. Yeah. Sorelli with the goal.
I think we had four pluses in there too, didn't we, Sal?
Good.
I think with our picks, right?
Good. So we'll take it. We'll take it.
Nice job.
Lots of news. So we'll go over that. We have a lot of baseball to talk about. We're going to jump on the Riverboat Casino, talk about the Warriors and their parade, some embarrassing moments for sure. Let's talk Brooks Koepka, though. Early this morning, it was announced he joined the LIV Tour. We knew it was going to happen last week when he said money isn't going to change his life. So, okay, there you go. That right away we knew. Yep. Okay, he's on board. Money's not going to change his life, but being associated with a terrorist, that's kind of cool. So I'll do that. I don't know, Brian, $150 million. I think it is going to change his life. We looked at it. It's like 4 times as much as he's made over his career. I feel like his body's breaking down and he knows it. And that's why he's taking this.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like, I mean, that's the thing with Koepka. I mean, some people had some good things on Twitter, right? Like, he's getting paid more to care less about golf, right? And he gets, you're playing 54 holes, definitely not as much pressure. It's funny though. Brooks was a guy though, it was just like a year ago, like loved the guy, right? And then all of a sudden, ever since him and Fat Bryson like made up off, when they played each other, now they're both in the LIV Tour together. And now I'm like, this is kind of, I don't know.
It takes away from the PGA big time.
Yeah.
He's one of the younger guys to do it. It's one thing if Phil Mickelson does it and his, whatever, he's only got a couple decent tournaments in him, if that left. But then when the younger guys join, it's like, he's 31, right? I don't even say that he's younger. I know there's like 24-year-olds, but not any of those. Are there any that, Harry, you would be upset if someone went over to the LIV Tour? Who would you be most upset?
Right now,
your cousin? Maybe your cousin. Your cousin. Yeah.
By the way,
you do have a cousin.
Another major coming up this week for the seniors.
If you don't have an answer, it's fine. It's fine. Go back to arguing with people about Saturday.
Who would you
like
say? I don't know. It's
maybe
not
like
even
Justin Thomas, right?
Morikawa.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
Morikawa. Yeah, one of those guys. Yeah, still got a way to go.
no
but
great personalities out there. But
What do you think they end up doing with this? You think eventually they're just like, all right, you can play in a certain amount of tournaments, like in the LIV, and you can make money doing that. But like,
where's
the end game here?
Very funny. Here's part of the end game. The PGA this morning, after Koepka announced, they miraculously found some money, Brother Brian. They found they're now going to do in 2023, 8 no-cut tournaments for the top 50 FedEx players, $20 million in purses. I think that's for each one. So, wow. So bad people inspire good things, I guess. Not that I care that these billionaires become 100 millionaires, but.
Yeah, it's funny how all of a sudden, now it's like to the benefit, right? The fact that the LIV came out, which makes sense, right? Competition now, all of a sudden you'll make more money. The one thing I will say with the PGA that I think they do a terrible job at in general is I know every sport has games, different things on different networks, but it drives me crazy, right? When it's like you're watching the golf channel, like you're trying to find at what time the golf is going to be on at what portion of the day, especially when you're on like Thursday, Friday, even of a
when
major.
It switches to network.
Yeah, when it switches, like it should be easy to get. Like they should have money to get these on network television. It's like, the fact you might have to watch some online and then some on the golf channel and then some, their
TV deal as it is now is monstrous. So this is how they came up with the money. Yep.
I think you're right though about Brooks with the breaking down of the body and maybe taking the easy way out. I looked up some numbers for him. Since last November, 14 events, he had 6 missed cuts. He used to be the guy that always showed up for the big tournaments and the majors, missed the cut of the players. And in Augusta, he was 55th at the PGA and the U.S. Open, and then right now, it seems like he's just taking the easy way out, like Rory said.
Well, he's taking the money. I mean, it's 150. It's a lot of money. It's 150.
I know.
Money talks.
Yeah, and this. They don't care if they lose money on this.
Full of shit when he said he took the money because want to make sure his family's taken care of for the rest of his life. He said, "Are you kidding me? You're already set up. Fuck you."
Wow.
Sick of the money.
Look, Sal, you're a Hollywood guy.
My family. Don't call my family. You already got worth. Wayne Gretzky's your father-in-law.
We talk about the NBA being involved with China, right?
Right. Yeah.
Hollywood is involved with them too. So
I'm with you. There's a ton of hypocrisy
whatever.
here.
That's
for sure.
So I can't judge. I mean, Harry works for Best Bet Corner too.
He does.
I mean,
I never saw him promote it.
I get paid about the same amount.
Yeah, sure. Okay, produce those. I'd love to see. There's another misstep by Harry. Go ahead, Harry. Harry, I will pay you the same amount as Best Bet Corner if you think that's true. Honestly, I will. Send me any proof of any money you've made. I will pay you that much. But honestly, maybe Koepka goes. Maybe it becomes like a Rocky IV thing where Koepka gets mad at the beheading guy and just remember when Drago lifted the prime minister by his shirt somehow by using his boxing gloves? He lifted whatever that Russian ambassador was. Maybe that's going to be good. Maybe Koepka, maybe it all turns around like Rocky IV. Who the hell knows? Who knows what's going on?
Wow.
Hey, I do know. FanDuel, that's where it's at. Go yard all summer long with $5 Dinger Tuesdays on FanDuel Sportsbook. This season, all customers will get $5 for every home run hit by both teams when you place a $25 to hit a home run wager on Tuesday Major League Baseball games. Yeah, $5 Dinger Tuesday. Best part about Dinger Tuesday is even if your bet loses, FanDuel pays you $5 for every home run. Yes, no better place to bet America's pastime than America's #1 sportsbook. Head over to your FanDuel account or download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up using promo code Against the Odds to pick your home run hitter. That's promo code Against All Odds. Who did I pick, Mikey Meatballs? I forgot. I did this yesterday. Byron Buxton, right, from Minnesota. I think he's got 19 home runs. If anything happens to Judge, he's a good bet on FanDuel to lead the league or lead the majors in home runs. He's got 19. I think he gets one off the Cleveland starter today. Also, I have a same game parlay in the mix. Red Sox -1.5. Devers to score a run. Bogarts get a hit and over 7.5 runs. You'll get +330 on that. FanDuel.com/Against All Odds. Now, Parlay Kid and Brother Bry, very excited. The Yankees won 4-2. Did they hold on They won 4-2, right? They're beating the Rays 2-0. Garrett Cole has a no-hitter. He took it into the 8th, right? 7 complete.
Yes.
Yankees were on the road, and Parlay Kid texted our bigger chain, not to jinx it, but this is what you have to say. If you don't want to jinx it, you have to say, I think you said something like, things are getting interesting in this Yankees game, right? Or should be interesting.
I said it'll be interesting to see what the Yankees do here. I was referring to the pitch count without referring to the pitch count. And very vague. I was very vague, but you know, very vague.
And so that means we still believe that fans have any say in whether or not a pitcher is jinxed, his no-hit bid is jinxed. I don't believe in this at all because, I don't know, the Mets didn't have their first no-hitter until, it was 10 years ago, right? It was Johan Santana, 2012. So it took 50 years. I was a fan of them for 40 of those years, and I did the same thing Parlay Kid did. I was like, we can't talk about it. We just can't do it. We can't talk. We don't want to jinx it. I was like, it didn't work for 40 years. This is not working. Like so I don't believe in it. I don't know. Maybe players don't sit next to the pitcher. Like, what do we feel about this, Brian? But not fans, because I know there's a Met fan out there or a Yankee fan out there that is talking about the no-hitter. What does it matter? It seems to be analogous with thoughts and prayers, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Fans definitely don't have
I was going to say, there's only one person in the world that can jinx anything in life, and it's Harry.
That's Harry, right.
Everything Harry says, including last night.
Yeah.
We get, you know, he's bound to make a ton of money. He sends us a text. He's bragging about
103 pitches,
the Angels game.
He has the Royals over the Angels. He needs Syndergaard under 4.5 strikeouts, right?
And at that time, he texted us. At that time,
I'm so furious.
Syndergaard had like 2 strikeouts at the time. Harry sent us a text. Of course, they left him in the game to give up a few runs, but he got his 5th strikeout. Harry lost out on was it a 50-1 parlay?
These guys are throwing 60 pitches a day.
$750, 4-teamer, Tampa Bay -2.
Nuts.
Kucherov over 1.5 points. If you're up 3-2, I can understand keeping Syndergaard in the game. I can, but you're down 3-2, and then you let him come out for the 8th. You give up a single to start, you yank him immediately. You don't leave him in. Then he gets his
pitch count was in the 7th.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Harry? That's so 2022. You can't leave a pitcher in if he's down 3-2. You can't leave a pitcher in.
And then he gets up to 2 and homer to Sal Perez. But in a world of what we play in baseball now, what we have to see is 7 innings by 7 different pitchers, though.
I don't think you can get too crazy about a pitcher staying in with 70 pitches down 3-2. I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, so
also, Harry, you bet the Royals, who were the worst team in the American League. So how far? I know that part won.
Plus 170 winner.
How far are you supposed to go with that?
Well, let me ask you a question, Sal. So, like, maybe do your kids feel the same way when they watch a no-hitter? Like, if I was growing up, right?
Yeah.
If it was in the 6th, 7th inning and you were getting no-hitter, you would actually legit get excited, right?
Sure.
Nowadays, I mean, in all honesty, if Cole gets the no-hitter after 9 innings, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. When I'm in the 7th, 8th inning, I really could give a shit at that point, because I'm like, as long as we win this game, you don't have to worry about his pitch count. I don't really care about it anymore. I mean, when he gets it, that's great. When he gets it, it's great.
Yeah.
I'm just not worrying about
I'm glad
it. But
you didn't care about it because it didn't
as a
happen.
kid.
Yeah.
Well, I will say Darren and I were at a game. We were down in Baltimore when Pettit was pitching. He had a perfect game through 7 2/3. Now, being at the game, at that point in time, that many years ago, super exciting. Nowadays, it's a little bit less, I think, just because the way pitching has gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just curious if like your kids.
We get excited. The Mets haven't had that many,
Yeah, it's true.
And they had Archie, it actually was on his birthday. I think he was 5 when or 6 or 7. He was 7 when it happened. So that was exciting when Santana did it. And then we were all together when they had the combined one the other day, which is not as exciting. I'll say that. But I'm trying to look at no-hitter numbers. It really just seemed probably like when we were growing up in the 80s, if you pitched a no-hitter, like, you could drink for free the rest of your life, right? But maybe I'm trying to look at there just seem to be so many more. The bats just have gone away since they took the steroids out. There's been how many this year? Well, so there's only been 2 this year. There were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 last year. The 2020 year was a bust.
How many of those? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, you would think there'd be less now because of the pitch counts, though, right? Like in terms of guys, individual no hitters. You'd think there'd be less.
One guy on fire is more likely than four guys putting it together, coming in fresh. I would think, yeah. And actually, it might be less. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it. It just it doesn't seem like it. I will say, I talk about how fans can't jinx a no hitter. I jinxed Cole's no hitter purposely. I put it out there as soon as Parlay Kid texted it. I was like, I tweeted, please no one talk about this no-hitter, Garrett Cole's no-hitter. And really, like clockwork, about 45 seconds left, leadoff hitter in the 8th. Got it. So I think I jinxed Cole's no-hitter, but I don't think any fans could actually do that. Speaking of Kansas City, Harry's loss, what was it, Manny Ramirez said today or yesterday? You put Jeter in Kansas City, he's just a regular guy. Harry, this is something you've said for years as a Derek Jeter hater. Yeah.
It's amazing that he used Kansas City because that's what the team that I've always said. You put Derek Jeter in a Royals jersey and he's an average player. I said that 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I started saying that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. He'd just be George Brett in Kansas City. That's who he'd be.
He would have had.
Give me a break.
Again, nobody in the history of sports. In the history of sports, the four major sports, has ever started a career with so much luck and players and everything around him to make it happen than Derek Jeter.
That's, first of all, that's wrong.
That's way true.
No, it's wrong. And Jeter's not even one of my top 5 players from this team, just so you guys know. Brian can attest to that.
From what? From those 90s teams?
Jeter maybe is 5th. There's a lot of other guys I enjoyed, I like better.
His fielding. You didn't like his fielding.
Listen, no. Harry, Jeter, if you read his career, he was terrible in his first year in minor league baseball. He wanted to quit.
No.
He was terrible in the minors for a year or two.
He should have. What did he do with himself? He should have quit.
And Manny Ramirez, that's like saying, hey, Manny, without steroids, you would be...
It is interesting.
You would have been who? Who would Manny have been without steroids?
But nobody ever said Manny was... Nobody ever said Manny was an angel.
What does that mean? Oh, if Manny were wearing an angel jersey. Wait, what?
So he's just making a point. He's just making a point that Derek Jeter was just an average player. He just happened to do and have.
Yeah, but Harry, it's kind of like you talking about everybody's hairdo every week. You pick on somebody's hair every week. It's like you got to take it from the. You got to take it from the source. It looks great.
I don't know.
All right, Babyface, what do you think about all this? Is Derek Jeter put in his place once and for all?
Do I have to go about the hits again, the home?
No, because that embarrasses you.
That's all made up. That's just you making that up, Harry.
Right. Yeah.
Show us proof how many infield hits he had in his career.
I feel like had Derek Jeter been in Kansas City, he would have been one of Harry's all-time favorite players. They would have won multiple World Series, and because there's Yankees bias, that's what's in play here.
If you know what, Joe, if Derek Jeter played for the Kansas City Royals, this is what he would do. His career average per season would be 285 hitter, 11 home runs, 47 RBIs.
Why would his average change?
This sounds like a Damashek argument where you're changing the jersey. That makes no sense.
They could probably pitch around him to go to other guys.
Why would they need to pitch around him if he's not very good?
He's a decent hitter.
No.
Listen, if he was batting 285 on the Royals team back when he started, he'd be the leading hitter on that team by 30 points.
This is a ridiculous.
It's like he gets it whatever way he wants it here. I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
I know. Manny forgets the lineups he was in, right?
Yeah, really.
Manny was in better lineups than the Yankees.
There are people in Oswego who say without Ken, Harry would be Scott.
He'd be lucky.
Everybody in Oswego says that. It's a well-known fact.
That's not true. Scott, we know bathes every now and then. We have proof of that.
Jeter had more swinging bunts than your buddy Finken.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. All right. This is now we're getting. All right. The Warriors had their championship parade yesterday, and Klay Thompson was all over the place. I mean, it was more embarrassing than his game 1 performance. His hat flew off into the ocean. He tripped and knocked over a fan. He dropped one of his championship rings. So now he and Harry have something in common. They both lost their rings and then found them. But anyway, it got us thinking, the captain of the Riverboat Casino was thinking. He said, come on aboard. And he said, ask the fellas, what is the most embarrassing parade moment in sports? Is it Doc Gooden not showing up for the 86 Mets parade, 3-1 odds? Tom Brady, his drunk trophy toss a couple years back in Tampa, 6-1 odds. Mark Madsen dancing like a fool for the Lakers, 15-1 odds. Mike Lombardi getting called out by Jason Kelce. Oh, that was unfortunate. 25-1 odds. Or the field at minus 250. All right, Harry, take it away. You like something on the board, or are you going field?
I'm going to go field. I'm going to go Joel's home away from home in 2011 in Madrid. Sergio Ramos was celebrating the Real Madrid teammates with those teammates on the bus after winning the Copa del Rey Cup. And they were on a double-decker bus going through the city for the parade. And he's holding the trophy over his head about 25 feet in the air and 30 feet in the air, and just drops it, loses control of it, drops it, and falls in front of the bus, and the bus runs it over. I guess that's why soccer players really shouldn't be they're not allowed to use their hands. Right?
Oh, my God. Oh, you almost had it. That was good. All right. Brother Brian, what's the most embarrassing parade moment?
Well, some of these are all really funny, right? Like Clay was really funny as to like that whole situation, like everything that happened to him was really funny. I would say it's less embarrassing because it was Clay. To me, the Mark Madsen one dancing at 15-1 was the most embarrassing because that to me is like my worst nightmare, right? Like that's why I don't dance at weddings. I don't want anybody videotaping me and then showing me playing this back years later. I mean, nobody would remember Mark Madsen when he was even on that team, right? Let alone, I mean, I guess he played a few minutes, but
he did nothing on that team.
Right, didn't really do anything.
Nothing.
Except for to shine.
Except for the very stereotypical white guy dancing, which again, that to me would be my worst nightmare. That's the most embarrassing. Of any of the other ones, if I was Brady and whatever, like that's fine. If Klay Thompson, it's fine what he did, but yeah, Madsen dancing was embarrassing.
There you go. All right, Paulie Kid, what do you say?
Yeah, we've had a few funny ones lately. I mean, and I won't pick this one. I was thinking about going field, and we had President Biden calling the NHL hockey commissioner recently, Gary Batman. If
was that during the parade?
No, not during it wasn't a parade. It was a celebration, though, right?
Right?
So, all right. Okay, but in terms of parades, Sal, Dwight Gooden, I don't know. This to me is the saddest, to be honest with you. It's the saddest thing.
Yeah.
Because, Dwight, and even as a Yankees fan at that time, what a outstanding player he was. And this kind of was, I hate to say it, but the beginning of the end of Dwight Gooden. It's such an early age where you knew that this guy was not right, that something was obviously amiss with him and maybe the whole team at that point. A lot of the team, I should say.
I thought when he went to the Yankees was the moment when it was like, oh, this guy's not right. Something's wrong. But
and
go ahead.
And that was weird. Right. I mean, look,
weird.
he was a shell of himself at that point. But that was such a that victory by the Mets there, that 86 championship, Sal, for the Mets fans was I don't think it could have been any better for them that year. And Dwight was maybe one of the faces of the franchise, and for him to not show up for that parade raised a lot of questions, and it was just a sad moment for him. To me. So embarrassing, yes, but also very, very sad.
Yeah,
very sad.
It's heart-wrenching. And, we put together the Once Upon a Time in Queens documentary, and I saw the longer interview with Dwight Gooden, and he could barely talk about this situation. I mean, he went out, and by the way, this is the reason, but half the team almost missed the parade, not just Dwight. Dwight actually missed it. The other, Keith and who was it? Like Ray Knight, like they were like hopping over fences to try to get there, to get to the parade, because they party so much. And this is basically the reason why the parade now is 2 days after or 3 days after, and not the very next day. I don't know that Gooden would have made it 2 days after either. From the way you talk about him, he was like in the slums doing coke the night before, the night they won the title, night before the parade, and wasn't even close, and watching it. How sad that he was watching it on TV as his teammates. He was a very big part of that team couldn't enjoy because he couldn't get his shit together. That's very sad. I'm going to go with that. It is the most embarrassing. It is the worst. It's the saddest. But I will say, 96, we talked about it. Jeter and Bernie Williams masturbating in the back seat during the parade like that. I was surprised to see there's actually footage of this. Did you? I know, Paul, again, I was surprised too, but that's pretty embarrassing. I'd put it right up there, Harry.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know if he would have done that with the Royals. I got to be honest, Harry. Very strange. I don't even know what it was about, but yeah, you'll check on YouTube. You'll find out. Joel, which one, babyface, did we miss?
I mean, the Houston Astros actually having a championship parade for a garbage title. That's pretty embarrassing.
That is embarrassing. Yeah.
But, I mean, my favorite is Bruce Bochy. This guy had one job. His car ran out of gas, and they had to push his car for the...
It was actually his car? They didn't give him a car?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was...
so he had a convertible where he was putting people... Was it his car? Really?
Oh, no. It was like the car that I guess they put him in, and it ran out of gas, and then it started driving slower than me in Phoenix. They had to push his car the rest of the way.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's no way to treat a manager.
No, that's true. There was a couple Stafford's thing is interesting too, right? And then that woman who fell, and then she ended up having racist tweets, but he paid for her. Medical shit. What happened? There was a whole bunch of stuff with that. I don't know. There's so many. It seems like every year there's something. So it's only going to get better and better. All right, there you go. That's our Riverboat Casino segment. Good answers there. Hey, Tate Frazier coming on tomorrow. Nice. I love Tate. It's going to help us with these NBA draft props. I haven't even looked at them, to be honest with you. I don't know what we're. I know they're only live in some states here.
Can New York get some? Come on, FanDuel New York. Let's get some NBA props up, please.
They have number one. So Jabari Smith is minus 150 favorite to be the number one pick. Banchero plus 200 and Chet Holmgren 3-1. So that's going to be interesting.
This is the latest, right? I mean, is this the latest you've gotten those type of odds for a first pick? Right?
The latest,
minus 150 right now for the first pick. You like normally that would be minus 800, right?
You know for sure. The day before who's getting picked. Yeah. Last year, I guess because everything was moved up. We did this my birthday party week, right? Wasn't it the Friday? The Thursday night we got to Vegas that they had the draft. It was like July 29th or 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wow.
I guess because it's all moved back. Wow, so there you go. So they'll have that. There's a lot of NBA draft pride. Dyson Daniels, Johnny Davis. You have draft positions. Will a guy make top 10? Oh, I'm going to lose a lot of money on this. I'm going to make a giant parlay of will three guys be taken in the top 10? And then for some reason, Ben Carroll is going to go like 27th or something. That'll be that. So Tate Frazier is going to keep us away from the pitfalls. There you go. Covered a lot today. Gave you a lot of baseball. We went over hockey. We flexed our muscles over our 7-1 day. We jumped on the Riverboat Casino, and we solved this Derek Jeter mystery. Did we? Or maybe we didn't. I don't know. Harry's team, Manny Ramirez. So that'll do it for another episode of Against All Odds. For Spaghetti, for Meatballs, for Babyface Joel Solomon, and the Degenerate Trifecta, I'm Sal saying so long and happy handicapping.